It is as though you had confined yourselves within a minute dwelling with no windows. May 15, 2013. The spiritual realms, heaven, reality where all of creation is watching with joy as the cloud, the fog, the ephemeral mist in which those in the illusion have chosen to hide themselves from our Father and from reality, starts to dissolve. Its dissolution was assured as soon as it formed, but only when those within it chose to allow it to do so. That decisive and irreversible choice has now been made, and from here forwards humanity is determinedly and spontaneously involved in releasing all the aspects of themselves that maintain and support the illusion in which it seems to them that they are so firmly and inextricably enmeshed. To you it does seem very real, very solid, very significant. In fact, it appears to be the crucial and unique collection of waveforms or energy fields that make your existence possible. Without it you believe existence would cease. But really, without it existence would be infinitely limitless for you. Limits are illusory, and therefore so is the illusion that seems to impose them upon you. You do not need the apparent environment that your illusion provides in order to ensure your continued existence. You are divine and immortal beings who have chosen to experience a state that could actually never be, a state of unreality that is exempt from, free from God. But God is all that exists and contains within Him all of creation in absolute freedom. Without Him there would be less than nothing, let alone a state free from Him, because there would be no consciousness that could imagine nothing. In recent generations humanity in the so-called civilized or industrialized parts of the world has generally dismissed the idea of God as an aberration, a case of illogical thinking, having seen it scientifically proven that the universe, and all that it contains, occurred randomly, by chance, despite all the evidence to the contrary, evidence pointing very clearly to the fact that it could not have occurred without a very powerful, conscious, and intelligent form of intent. We often wonder why you choose to continue to be so blinded by the voluntary limits that you have imposed upon yourselves. They do not make you happy. And what are you always seeking? Happiness. Finally, many of you have come to your senses and realized that what you are choosing to experience and wholeheartedly believe in makes no sense whatsoever. Consequently, you recently chose to accept into your consciousness the awareness that what you are experiencing is a very limited and restricted environment inside a limitless reality, a reality from which it appears that you are excluded. Now, because you are allowing yourselves to see beyond the limits, beyond the veils of the illusion that you had imagined, constructed, and collectively agreed to believe was reality, that sense of exclusion is diminishing, and as it does so your awareness of reality expands. The unreality of what you have for eons believed to be reality is finally dawning on you, and so here in the heavenly realms we are rejoicing for you. Your awakening has always been divinely assured, but now signs of it are showing up all across the world, and that is a most wonderful reason for rejoicing. You built the illusion to escape from the love and freedom in which you had been created, to experience something other than all that exists. Once you had done so, its only remaining purpose was to help you to find your way home. However, living seemingly without love, you developed a sense of constant mortal fear, and you conceived a dire need to protect yourselves from all the unknown and unseen dangers you believed surrounded you, including other humans, your brothers and sisters, who were now strangers to you. That fear became very firmly embedded in your collective psyche over the eons, and from it developed all the unloving attitudes that have directed your thoughts and activities ever since. Only love exists. But within the illusion your belief in love became more and more restricted as your fear grew and persuaded you that love was weak, and that you could only survive by rejecting it and allowing fear to guide you through the vast maze of dangers with which the illusion had presented you. To develop and encourage personal physical strength and mental acuity became the aim of nearly every individual, because it appeared that those characteristics were the only ones that would make survival possible. Then the need to prove that you were superior to another, could not be destroyed or defeated by him, led to your present state of destructive competition in which humanity has been engaging for so long. Fear is intensely restrictive. Love is infinitely inclusive. The two cannot coexist, you have to choose between them, and only love is real. So, truly there is no choice, just the requirement that you open your hearts to release your belief in fear, to let it go and refuse to acknowledge it. When you do so, love will flood in, filling the space that fear had occupied, had fenced in, so that your heart's center will expand, and you will feel love and see it and recognize it everywhere. Love is your nature, your source. It is all that exists. And by shutting yourselves off from it, you have caused yourselves immense pain and suffering throughout the eons. Having had enough of this insane way of experiencing life, you made the collective decision to awaken, and collectively you most definitely are stirring in your deep slumber, moving positively and inexorably towards the moment of your awakening. It is your hearts which are stirring, because in truth you are all heart, and it is your hearts that have been so closed off and restricted by the illusion. It is as though you had confined yourselves fearfully within a minute dwelling with no windows and only a tiny bolted door through which you could enter or leave, while outside, waiting for you to emerge so that he could embrace and caress you, your Father was watching over you and keeping you eternally safe and secure. To awaken is to unbolt that door and emerge into the brilliant light of eternal day. Your loving brother, Jesus. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman2.wordpress.com